So this is a time lapse of my Cleopatra campaign, World Conquest. This is just start there. Trust me, it shows everything. This is probably gonna be a very long episode. See what I colonize, you can see everything. It's not gonna be the best view of the map, but it's gonna show you everything that I did at the start and at the end. Colonizing North Africa. So soon, this is how Athens are, how Algiers was created. They were created there. I created them at this time. And here comes a blue back. You see, I'm colonizing Arabia. Part of Persia, Middle East, and I create Arabia by vassal at turn 500. And then here comes ancient Egypt, one of my other vassals. And the Pavlon Empire is creation starts there. There's Iraq. There's been created. And Athens is at war with, I think, Ionia. And Soma, or Algiers, sorry, I'm getting them mixed up for such. And there is the European Union I created. Another one of my maps that no longer exists because the time was going to be alive if I didn't finish the full conquest. There I am, just 100 provinces exactly. I canceled Iraq. And here comes the African Union. A new back. They have land just about everywhere. Seeing the creation of Germany. Restarting the creation of Germany right here. And there they are created. Me expanding a little bit more to create the Baltics right here. Germany fighting a war again. I don't remember. Kind of wish that they would show the names of some nations. Now I'm colonizing to create a new vassal, Russia. Colonizing Russia. And then colonizing, I would say, like, Central Europe. Central. Well, I don't even know. And then I'm colonizing parts of France, and Iberia, and Iceland. And let the bits of land spread around. Russia is colonizing Norway. And I'm currently at war with the African Union. You guys can't see because I can't actually move the screen. It won't let me move the screen, so you just got to look at it like this. This is my big war. I was fighting ancient Egypt and the Papillon Empire at the same time, with the help of my vassals. And it was a pretty hard fought war. I didn't have that big of a population. Well, it wasn't that much bigger than all my vassals. These two, the ancient Egypt and my Papillon Empire, I think their populations were around 800,000, and mine was only around 2 to 3 million. had the biggest population. I think I might have. My army wasn't that big after the war. I nearly had lost my entire army. In the war, I went from I think I went from 160,000 troops probably to like 20,000, and I just lost so many population. Like the war cost over 500,000 deaths, and my allies had bigger armies than me. And I think I spent a bunch of years. I think I spent like 100 turns building up a new, better army. Like I spent a bunch of time. It was either 100 to 150 turns I spent building up an army of 200,000. My army, actually, I think that Germany might have had a more stronger army than me, or a powerful army. And there goes ancient Egypt. I just finished them off. Well, not completely. They still have islands all across the world. You can see me looking extremely powerful, but actually I might have had them carefully. But I don't think Germany wasn't too far behind me in population, but actually had a larger army than I did. Their army was close to 1 million soldiers, and mine was at 400 to 500,000. And our populations were about on par, but I had a much better industry than Germany at this time. And Russia was way really far behind both of us. I think that Russia was a population of 800,000 compared to the population of 2 million of Algiers, the population of Algiers, 150,000. So it's just about double. I think this is about the time that I started working in Germany and tried to beat them with my village. It's pretty close, maybe 100 turns. But Russia was at 4 turns before I was. It was really just ready to do anything but weaken the Germans, and I wanted Germans to weaken. It was in the war that the Germans and Russians fought. It killed probably around 500,000 Germans and Russians combined. And there, I declare war and turns table, but I just about run out of troops. I go from an army of probably around 800 to 900,000 to an army of 250,000 in just like 30 minutes. In just 30 minutes, I lose just about my entire army. And I go through a period of rebuilding up a larger army. And then another war comes, and I get lazy and stop attacking them. I run out of troops, basically run out of troops. I build my army up to like 500,000, and then I declare war on them. I use like 300,000 on my troops, and then just take a little bit of land from them. Not that much, but the Baltics take a little bit of land from them. So do the Russians. Also, Algeria. At this point, I'm at war with Ebris, the first war, and Ebris kind of kicks my butt. They just, at the start of the war, I have tons of troops, probably around 500,000 troops, and they probably had an equal amount. I basically lost my entire army fighting in the war, and I ran out of troops. I tried to help and get land, but I didn't really get that much land out of the war. It wasn't really the worth of a war because I really lost my entire army. And I was planning on attacking Germany again right after this war, but I ended up losing just about my entire army trying to fight them, and really didn't gain that much land out of it. And I think right there that Russia, the Balkans, were at war with my ally, the Athens, and I think soon I release them as a vassal. They become free out of me, but I keep them as an ally, and they're just pushing in. I think just about everyone was fighting each other, like all. I think that just about all of my vassals and allies were fighting each other. I was just keeping my head out of it, trying to build up my population, my economy, my army. I was trying to make army over 1 million soldiers, and trying to keep with Germany, which was actually growing faster than I was at the time. Their population was higher. Their military was probably around equal in military, but their population was a little bit better than mine. But their economy was, my economy was twice as good as theirs. So it was really just, it wasn't good for me. So I needed to get my population, my army, and my economy going. Just need to boost it. So I just stayed out of war, trying to build up my army a bit more. I don't know how long it will lose until the next war versus Germany comes.
What color is this?
So I'm at war with Empress again. I think this is the end of Empress. I think they keep Venice and another small island. I was basically strong. So I didn't think they're super weak. They only have Northern Ireland. I keep sending them ultimatum. And there goes the treaty, and Empress is off the map. They're gone, and the creation of Iberia and smaller Iraq, and I think some other nations. I don't know. There's a few nations down there in Africa. Again, I don't remember what they are. I guess I don't know what I was doing down there in Africa. I don't really remember. Oh, I was creating new vassals to fight Germany. I was really, really weak compared to Germany. They were just growing way too fast. I got my army probably around 1.5 million. Really, my allies and me combined really just struggled against them. They were just so powerful compared to us. Like, they didn't equal me and my allies' power, but me and my allies were powerful than them combined. More powerful than them. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just losing crap tons of lines. This is the creation of Ava, basically the Ava. Ava was a good ally of mine back in these times. And I tried to fight back Macedonia, but I ended up losing up there. I couldn't get my army. And there's a new vassal, Greece, which didn't really last that long because I kept fighting. I kept creating new vassals to fight other countries. I declared war on Crete, I would say, but I ended up losing again with the troops I had up there because most of the other armies were more densely populated than my country. And here I am, I created countries and I didn't want them to join the war, so just beating up Russia, kicking their butt. It was a hard fought war. We were just like, it was just like a really bad war. I think I really didn't gain that much out of the war. Only a little bit. Might have not really gained nations out of the war, other than a few lands. But it was a really, really tough war against Russia because at this point their power was, I think they were probably around 2-3 million in population, and I was only 6 million, so they were half my power. But their army was pretty powerful. Their actual population, including their army, was 5 million. Their army was 2 million people in their army. I only had around maybe 1.5 million in this war versus Russia. And I'm fighting Iberia. And so is Athens. They were trying to gain independence. They ended up gaining independence, but they lost a bunch of land. Not a lot of land, but a little bit of a few provinces to Athens. And also gained some other land. I don't really know what the country that has taken over my land. I can't tell what country that is. I wish it would show names, and I think I'm taking land from Greece at this point. They rebelled against me, but I gave them independence. Now I'm just sending them ultimatums, because at this point I'm actually getting stronger and stronger. I think my population was probably around 10 million. Oh, the Sith Empire was still alive. I thought they were dead by this point. What's this country? And I'm fighting Algiers here. They're kicking my butt at this point. They're kicking my butt, pushing me back, but then I got my army down there, and then I'm just pushing them back and take a bunch of land from them. And it really weakened me in the military front. I lost over 1 million troops in the war, which I really didn't have that many at this point because I'm constantly fighting wars. It's hard to get troops, and this is the creation of Israel. Israel was a good ally. They didn't really do that much. They just support troops. Really just supported me in war, but they didn't take any land, but they were pretty weak. Algiers and Ava get into a war, which is a very equal war. They were around very similar in population. The war just lasted forever. I'm pretty sure the war actually went on for probably around 100 years. And Iberia joined in, and I think this is the point where I joined in against Iberia and Ava. I think I freaking took a bunch of land from Ava, and then I peaced out. Iberia was like taking a bunch of territory. And I created Ionia to be like a buffer state for Iberia, because soon enough I would fight them again. See, it was just a really weird war. There was so many new nations that popped out of it, like rebel groups, and they got independence. And the war went on just for so long. It was just such a long war. And there I am at war with Iberia, and really just pushed them back, taking a lot of their land. We just completely annexed them. And then I'm pretty sure that I gave Athens a bunch of land at this point so they could equalize. They were like, Athens was like super weak. The population of Athens, I think the population of Athens was like 1.5 million at that time, and my population was probably around 10 to 12 million. At this point, I'm like, at this point, because I have so much land, I'm kind of exploding in population. And around this time, I'm just like massively exploding in population and my army size. Just really expanding. And then soon, I think that this is the point where Athens buys a ton of my lands. They buy some of my land for tons of money. I was in a money deficit, so I was going to give them lands for tons of money, and if they ended up accepting the offer, I might have given them too much land because they become kind of a nuisance later on. But I really needed the money because my economy was really struggling. Like, I had a big army, probably around 2 or 3 million. I was just trying to get my army as big as I can, just like Germany, or just try to conquer land, just to get my army up in the first place. No. And then I think my army just explodes around this point. It's just huge. It got huge. But when it was like my population was growing at this point, it was growing bigly. I think it was probably around 100, 200 million in population at this point, and everyone else was probably crossing 10 million, all the bigger powers. I'm fighting countries. You guys can't see it, but I'm fighting countries in Africa. In this period of time, I was building up a big army either to fight Russia or Germany. And I was saying, man, I think my army, I was trying to get it up to like 40 million or 50 million. Like, I was trying to get a massive army just to like absolutely stomp over Russia. But Russia was actually one of the strongest. I think Russia was even stronger than Athens. Algeria and Germany, their population, not including their military, was 14 million, and including it, their military was one of the largest. I was trying to get a massive army just to explode. I think at this point I was just building up, and my population was just exploding at the time, so I was my economy, everything, I was just exploding in population and all that stuff. so I wasn't really doing anything in this time period. But I was like really didn't have a lot of money. Like my economy was doing very badly. But my population, my economy, slowly and investments into my economy, infrastructure, and my infrastructure and my population were exploding in the 1918 and 1900s. Yeah, I really didn't know what I was doing during this time. Pretty sure I was just like building up a massive army. And I was fighting a war in Africa at this point. I was gonna try conquering Africa. Show you. Greece still exists. Athens. Theodora controlled the lots of lands. Israel, Athens, Ionia, Germany, Federation. I think there was a few other nations around. There might have been a few nations in Africa. there we go. So that's the point when I give much of my territory away because I was in massive massive money debt. And I gave a bunch of land away. And the reason why, another reason why I did it, is so they can fight each other. And I'm pretty sure all that building up of a massive army, I built up a massive army at this time. I think my army was actually close to 50 million. Athens wasn't looking too good. I mean, they were only like mostly in Africa. Most of the land was in Africa. And I was doing pretty good. I was trying to build up my army. I wasn't going to fight that good. I wasn't in debt anymore. I wasn't in debt. So I could build an army getting ready to attack Athens. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to attack Athens. Or not Athens, Algiers. I wanted to conquer. Well, I did both. I conquered. I wanted my land back, but I ended up only getting back that period of time. And then Germany invaded Athens, but ended up getting kicked out because Athens was actually really strong. They were really powerful. With the land I gave them, I think their population was 25 million. Our population was 25 million. What you see right here, their population was 25 million. That would make them the second strongest nation. Massive. My population went from, in just a few hundred years, exploded. I think at this point, my population was 200 million. And I'm pretty sure that Egypt is back. You guys just keep watching. Alright, I'm gonna end this video right here. Let's end. Running out of storage space to upload this video. Only like 40, 52 an hour. Oh, gotta freaking end the video.